Are you serious? A fresh cup of coffee in the morning. Oh, are you serious? Welcome to today, another beautiful day. This is the day the Lord has made. Let's rejoice and be glad therein. Even though there's an explosion on the sun, we had joy, we had fun. There's some explosions on the sun. No, but wait a minute. Um, don't let the sun go down on me. I feel the 5 waves of energy and some CMEs. It's like the sun going down on me. Yes, it's really happening up there. We told you yesterday that a plasma wave just ripped across the surface of the sun. But today, another explosive solar flare, Earth facing directly at us. Boom! And so we are going to get hit with a strong CME. Let me tell you all about that in just a second. But first, are you ready to go on a diet? It's about time for some of you. I mean, wait a minute. Excuse me. But keto with Paul. That's www.ketowithpaul or Keto with Paul, whichever way you want to say it, because I get chewed out. I get emails telling me it's keto and others saying it's keto. All right. So keto has been a hot topic for years now. Myself and thousands of others have personally experienced weight loss and weight gain. Why? Because I go off of it. I mean, I start eating, Dagwood sandwiches and stuff like that. You can't do that. Oh, anyway, but when I'm focused and I mellow out and I get focused and I get on the diet, I do better. Health benefits, thanks to keto, people have really been experiencing. And we have a secret. We use this amazing new keto powder that's in here, okay? Now, keto with Paul is a premium. It's a powder from the most ketogenic MCT oil called C8. It helps give you many of the benefits of elevated ketones without having to completely follow the rigid guidelines of the keto diet. Within weeks of taking it, 3 things happen. First, it really helps control your appetite, and it really does, which helped me lose weight. But secondly, I had more energy than normal. It just seemed, I don't know, I just got up off the couch. Are you serious? I even saw an improvement in my mental focus. You should have seen that. And take keto with Paul. It will really help melt the fat away, guys. It's BioTrust made it. Go to www.ketowithpaul. That's www.keto with Paul. All right, guys, here's what's going on. The 5 waves of energy. 7 years ago, when Mike Around the World first brought up the term 5 waves of energy, he brought it up on my show. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. What? Yes, he said, there's coming 5 waves of energy. And I talked about that. And then even some other guys online, other guys on YouTube, they would talk about it. And some of the guys that are really good at studying what's going on in the heavens. And I started saying, okay, but when are they going to hit? When are they going to hit? Well, when they finally hit in August of 2017, when the first one hit, the Schumann resonance just went off the charts, okay? And then the magnetosphere started just going crazy, and auroras went nuts, and the sun started exploding, and all kinds of things started happening. That earthquakes increased, everything, volcanoes have increased. So since August of 2017, for the last 4 years, we've seen an insane increase in earthquakes, volcanoes, solar flares. Matter of fact, the sun went into a solar minimum and came right out of it in 18 months. It's supposed to be 11 years. And so it's way off track. That means there's something happening. Okay. So let me tell you what happened this morning. Yet another massive solar flare coming out of sunspot AR 2891, directly facing Earth. It just exploded, and an M1 class solar flare rocked the sunspot's magnetic canopy today. It was slow flare starting at 3 o'clock UT time and lasted several hours. So we had an explosive, what's called a plasma wave, ripping across the sun, and this burst hit us yesterday. But this morning, this solar flare was explosive but long pressure. So that pressure is coming. It hasn't got to us yet. These very slow solar flares do one thing very well. They produce strong CMEs. This one probably is a CME. It's headed right toward the Earth. It's confirmed. Its confirmation awaits fresh data from SOHO coronagraphs that haven't come out yet. So stay tuned. Later today, I should get more information about that, and I'll bring it to you. X-rays and extreme ultraviolet radiation. Radioactive is going to take place here from the flare, ionize the top of the Earth's atmosphere and Southeast Asia. Aviators, mariners, and ham radio operators might have noticed unusual propagation effects at the frequencies below minus 25 megahertz. Solar flare alerts. Okay, so it just happened this morning. The CME is not here yet. So I'm going to tell you right now, it's an M1 class. So, and because it's a slow moving one, when it does get here, it will like put pressure for hours. And so as the Earth is rotating and this pressure is pounding, if there's a tectonic plate anywhere that's weak and about ready to go, this could break it loose. And there's a lot of places in the world this could happen. So stay alert, stay focused, stay aware that the 5 waves of energy are causing traumatic effects on the sun, which in turn creates space weather events that affects the Earth. Okay. Now, something to remember also is climate chaos. In this DVD we did back on this webinar, we talked about especially the grand solar minimum and the effects of the 5 waves of energy on the sun. And especially, we found out that Michael Bradbury, who's Mr. MBB333, he talked about extreme weather, Planet X, volcanoes, cyclones, and a solar grand minimum. Now, why would he talk about Planet X and a solar grand minimum? Well, the reason he did is because that's what's Planet X going by is what's really creating the effects on the sun, which in turn is creating all of these extreme weather patterns, volcanoes, cyclones, and that thing. Now, Gil Brazard also spoke for over an hour on the effects of Planet X. Again, he wanted you to know what would happen from this. And Steve Quayle, though, says, oh, by the way, even though that may be happening, and he's not denying it's not, man, sort of like Rahm Emanuel, never let a good crisis go to waste. So humanity is also doing weather modifications and man manipulations. And so Steve Quayle focused on that in this great webinar. Mike Run the World said, look, it's just time to tell the truth. And he's the guy who he got started on this whole thing 7 years ago with us about the 5 waves of energy. And Shepard Ambella said, okay, while all this is going on, the New World Order is using this global order plan for humanity by taking advantage of these things that they know is coming upon the earth, building underground cities and what have you. That's why they're doing it. And I did a presentation called Apocalypse Now, Prophetic Signs. I did that because read the Bible. It tells you exactly what's going to happen. So what I want you to do is get this. If you don't have this, get this for your collection. Everybody who watched that webinar loved it. And everyone so far, if you haven't got this for your collection, you need to do that. Now, what does the Bible say? Can I just stop there for 1 second? Because the Bible does talk about the sun. Can I get some coffee? I'm having a little bit of kind of raspy. In Luke 21, it says, for there shall be signs in the sun, the moon, the stars, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things that are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Okay? So then, right at that point, then you'll see, he said, then shall you see the sign of the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, he said, look up, lift up your head, your redemption is drawing nigh. Jesus is coming soon. Well, I also want to read to you what it says in the book of Joel that I think is very important as well. Joel says it this way. And it shall come to pass, this is Joel 2:28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. And your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon the handmaidens in those days will I pour out my spirit. Now, afterward means after some of these prophecies that he talked about, blowing the trumpet in Zion, okay, show my people their transgression, let the blow the trumpet in Zion, an alarm in my holy mountain, and all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. So he's saying you're going to see these signs in the heavens and in the earth. And look what he says. I'm going to pour out the Holy Ghost on you. I'm going to pour out the Comforter. I'm going to bless the people. And also, verse 30 says, and I will show wonders in the heavens, like comets and asteroids and meteors, and the 5 waves of energy, and the sun explosions, and different types of deep impacts on Jupiter collision, and much, much more. So I'll show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. Now the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord has said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. So we're going to see, even in Genesis chapter 1, verse 14, the Bible talks about prophetic signs in the heavens. And throughout the Bible, Jonah talked about a great sign. And so we know that there's been these solar eclipses and other great prophetic signs in the heavens, like the Revelation 12 sign on September 23rd, 2017. Okay? And the great grand solar eclipse on August 21st, 2017. And we got to witness that in Idaho. And it was phenomenal. Matter of fact, there was even a documentary made about it called The Sign. And I was in the documentary as well as others. And this is quite interesting that we see these prophetic signs taking place. So I want you to be aware. I want you to be awake. And I want you to realize that God is, besides the preaching of the gospel, he is also sending apocalyptic signs to the world to let everyone know that Christ is coming soon. And he's coming after the redeemed. He's coming after those that are ready. Are you saved? Give your life to Jesus Christ, folks. Seriously, we're running out of time. I'll be back with more today. There's a lot going on. I'll be right back. Whoa, what happened there?
You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you. Never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shore. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away, till we put off till tomorrow what's now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance all the rapids and dare to dance the tide. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. There's bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some fall. But with the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. Sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. No, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. River runs dry. River runs dry. River runs dry.
I'll be back, guys, with more. There's more stuff happening. See you in a few minutes. And we are going live today at 12 noon with the show.